I'm Jammer, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. This game has endless opportunities of fun. There's always so much stuff to do, new things going on, giving you a reason to always come back day after day after day. But of course, after playing for so long, so religiously, you do get to a point eventually where you're like, I'm starting to get kind of bored. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The other week, I posted a video talking about things that you can do when you're bored in Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I do want to say thank you so much for this amazing support on the video. But in the comments of that video, you guys put a lot of suggestions and things you like to do when you're bored in Animal Crossing. So I thought it only made sense to do a follow-up part 2 to that video. So we'll talk about today even more things you can do when you're bored in Animal Crossing. But before we get started, if you are new here, perhaps consider subscribing. It's free, you can always change your mind later, and of course if you do, you can expect tons and tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. So thanks for listening to that. Without further ado, let's get started. When you're bored in Animal Crossing, a simple thing you can do is just interact with your villagers. Run around your town and see if someone's crafting to get a new DIY recipe. Maybe try to talk to your characters over and over and get some unique dialogue. Perhaps even try to initiate one of them to do a chore, whether it's getting a lost item from another villager, going on a treasure hunt, or other fun stuff like that. Building off that, why not give your villagers some gifts? Once you reach a certain friendship level with a character, each day you have the opportunity to give a villager a gift. So why not give them fun clothes and outfits to dress them up so you can see them walk around town wearing your favorite gifts, or maybe think about their interiors of their homes and think about what kind of furniture items you would want to include into their room to kind of personalize each villager's home. Now, I don't personally condone this, but I did see some suggestions in the comments of that video talking about, well, you could always just terrorize your least favorite villager. You could put some picket signs out front their house. You could run around the town hitting them with a net. But you know what? How about instead of doing that, go to your favorite villagers and maybe design a little area around their house with some of their favorite furniture items, like let's say if they're a jock, maybe put out some workout equipment for them to use. Give them a little backyard area with a garden. That's a much more productive use of your time than just hitting your villagers with nets over and over. But you know what? If you choose to do that, I'm not gonna stop you. Another thing to do when you're bored is to go material hunting. Eventually, you do get to a point where you have tons of stones, regular sticks, softwood, hardwood. But as far as regular wood, iron nuggets, and especially gold nuggets, you can never have enough of these materials. There's so many different and very valuable DIY recipes that call for regular wood, iron nuggets, and such. So ways to go material hunting is to run around your town with an axe and shake down the trees, hit your rocks each day, but even go on Nook Mile expeditions to continue to get more resources. But let's shift to some fun activities you can do when you're bored. One idea is to go balloon hunting. Balloons spawn roughly every 5 minutes, and depending on the time of day in your town, balloons will come in from the same area each time. So for example, in my town, in the daytime, balloons go from left to right, and at nighttime, they go from right to left. With that knowledge, you can kind of hang out on the side of your island where a lot of balloons are spawning. While you're waiting, you could go fishing, you could maybe collect manila clams, just some other activities to stay productive while you're waiting. But as you continue to farm these balloons, you can get really valuable items such as gold nuggets, other crafting materials, bells, DIY recipes, so there's a lot of benefit to go hunting for balloons. Another fun activity is going hornet catching. Everyone knows when you shake a tree, you can get sticks, sometimes furniture items, maybe 100 bells or so. Every once in a while, a bee's nest is gonna drop on the ground and you gotta run for your life because those hornets are coming for you. Each day, 5 of your trees will have bee nests in them at a time. So kind of make it as a personal challenge. So maybe hey, I'm gonna go and shake down all my trees and try to catch all 5 bees in a row. It's a fun little challenge to play. You can compete with your friends and see, oh, I caught all of mine today, what about you? And beyond that, the hornets themselves do sell for a good amount of bells. Another idea to do when you're bored is to go cataloging. What that is when you link up with people online, whether it's friends or random people, to unlock new furniture items into your personal catalog. People host their islands and open it up, and they drop a bunch of furniture items and wallpapers and floorings on the ground for you to just pick up and then drop. Because as soon as you have any item in your inventory at any point, it immediately unlocks into your personal Nook shopping catalog that you can reorder at a later date. So there's lots of opportunities of people hosting islands like this, and the biggest benefit of doing this is you unlock tons and tons of more new items to be in your Nook shopping, so then you're not restricted to the only set of 5 potential new furniture items that'll be in Nook shop, because everyone knows you get repeats pretty frequently. Another great idea when you're bored in Animal Crossing is to go terraforming. And I'm not saying just go terraforming with a purpose, like, oh, I have this amazing plan in my head, I know exactly what I want. Honestly, just messing around with it and having a little area of town that's just kind of a mess of testing things out, playing with ideas. Because in order to get good at terraforming, it really just takes learning the tools, practicing, and getting better at making things look good. Although it is a quite simple tool, it can still be hard sometimes to envision what you kind of want for a future area or how you want to go about making something. So really just playing around, messing around with the terrain tools and the waterfalls and such is a really great way to just get a better understanding of the Island Designer app. And then from there you can expand upon that and actually go make really big and cool new areas. Start undertaking really big projects using the new terraforming techniques that you learn just messing around. Besides, it's just kind of fun sometimes to make just rows upon rows of waterfalls, just messing around and playing around with the terrain tools. Another great idea when you're bored in Animal Crossing is to go on a Nook Mile expedition. And we talked about this in the previous video. A fun idea that a lot of you suggested before is to raid an island of every single resource. Cut down all the trees, pick up all the flowers, literally just make it a flat land afterwards. And what's really great is you can still be productive doing this, getting all those resources, taking them back home. So then, like I said, with the material collection, you can still stock up on your wood, your iron nuggets, and stuff like that. So another idea to do when you're bored is to make a new area in your town. We talked about this in the last video, but I wanted to go over a couple of more examples of things you could put in your town. One thing you could do is like a drive-in theater and using the race car beds to kind of like line up in a row so people can lay down and watch like the big screen and watch the movie. And speaking of movies, why not make a movie set? Use the cameras, use the hedge and tree standees, use the servers as in place of skyscrapers or the RV models as cars. Another idea could be making a classroom using the school tables and benches, all the homework sets, the chalkboards and stuff to make an outdoor classroom for you to be professor and teach your villagers. Another fun idea could be making a concert stage. There are a wide variety of different instruments in this game, whether it be a rock band or a string quartet. You can make really fun looking concert areas, not only you and your friends to actually play and host concerts at, but also hopefully push your villagers into, so then you can catch them singing a song together and hopefully get them playing instruments in tandem. And another very simple idea is to make a garden. Play with the new hedges and the bush fencing to make a garden to fill in those blank spaces in your town. Better yet, make a hybrid flower farm area, a little concise area that perfectly fits in the hybrid flowers you're trying to get, so then that area has an actual productive use more than being just something pretty to look at. And beyond the ideas I just barely suggested, a great resource for looking for inspiration are websites like Reddit and Pinterest, and really anywhere online. When you're bored in Animal Crossing, why not just take a break from your town, look at other people's towns to get a brand new inspiration to incorporate into your town. Honestly, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with copying someone's idea, because after you start incorporating their ideas into what you're trying to make, eventually you'll start adding some of your own ideas and maybe make it even better. It can be a great starting point for making a new project and then adding personal touches to make it your own. But speaking of big projects and new areas and stuff, a great thing to do when you're bored is finish your half-finished areas. I'm a massive offender of this myself, as I'm sure many of you are as well, where I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get a new furniture item later that can fit better in this area, or I'll just leave that there for now and I'll change it later. But then it ends up being just there for weeks and weeks, and it ends up being that's just what the area is. So whenever you're thinking about, oh, I don't know what project to do, just spend the time to finish the projects you haven't even finished yet. But it's such a simple idea, but like I said, I'm one of the biggest offenders of this as well. Another great idea to do when you're bored is to create a second account, because there can be a lot of benefits to having a second villager home on your island. First of all, you can actually use them to get extra DIYs per day when your villagers are crafting or from the message in the bottle on the beach, in addition to additional rewards from special characters. You can use them to get additional bug or fish models. You can use them to get more DIYs from Celeste when she visits. You can use it to interact with both Wisp and Gulliver to get extra rewards. So there really is a benefit to using this second character. Since your island representative home is actually your definitive home, your second character accounts can be more like public buildings. Make it like a restaurant or a mall, or theme it to like a warehouse or an ancient tomb. There's a lot of fun ideas you can incorporate into a second home. Once you've kind of already finished your home to make it more homey since you live there, might as well just use these other player homes to make other unique buildings in your town. And the final thing to do when you're bored, probably one of, if not the most underrated feature in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and that is Harveys Island. I am so sick and tired of people saying, oh, I forget Harveys Island exists. Oh, I don't even use that. No, Harveys Island is one of the best features in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Harveys Island is a place of just endless opportunity. Because the first thing to mention is you have access to every single furniture item you've ever acquired in an infinite amount. So you could create really amazing looking spaces and just experiment with ideas before perhaps you actually incorporate them into your own homes back at your town before you actually go and order all said items. You can actually play out the ideas you want to create. Beyond that, you can actually bring in villagers. You can dress them up, you can set them to have emotions, and so you can create really fun, silly scenarios using all your favorite characters that live on your island. With the addition of the wedding season event, Harveys Island has gone that complete extra mile, actually giving you reason to continue to design for both Reese and Cyrus, giving you the heart crystals, to unlock new furniture types for the wedding series set. Beyond that, just going to Harveys Island in the first place, placing your villagers down immediately makes you unlock their poster in your Nook shopping, which that alone is so cool. I personally love Harveys Island. I think it's one of like the most fun mechanics in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it just saddens me so much that so many people overlook it. Like, it is fun. Just try it out, mess around with it, and you'll realize how cool it is. Harvey is a cool dude. So I think that's about everything I have for you guys today. But I'm curious though, what do you like to do when you're bored in Animal Crossing? Please let me know that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big awesome like. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe for tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. As a reminder, we stream this game every weekend at 10 a.m. Eastern, both on Saturday and Sunday, right here on YouTube Live. We have so much fun having you guys on my island, working on big projects, so come on by. It's a ton of fun. In addition to that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, as well as join our community Discord. It's a great place to find friends to play Animal Crossing with, trade turnips, items, whatever. There's so many active members on there that are more than happy to be your friend in the game and play with you. So it's a great place to get started, meet friends, and play. Just join it. It's a lot of fun. So I think that's about everything for now. Thanks again, guys, so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!